Dr. Hovind, I love your doctoral thesis. I've torn it to pieces with house and gaffle. I can't remember when I last pissed myself laughing. It's a good thing the thesis mopped the piss off the floor.
Welcome to part 55 of this read-through and peer review of Kent Hovind's doctoral dissertation, which was published on wikileaks.org on December the 9th, 2009. If you have not yet seen the previous parts in this series, then I recommend that you go back and see those first, as in this episode I will start off exactly where I left off in the last. In the last episode, Kent started telling us all about the electromagnetic spectrum, and how, even though you cannot see the infrared part of the spectrum, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. This is, of course, completely the opposite of what Kent has been saying about evolution. We'll leave that alone for now, though, however, and we'll let Kent continue going through his doctoral dissertation. The spectrum goes beyond violet to ultraviolet. We cannot see ultraviolet. Maybe belief in that is a religion too, eh, Kent? We have a limited receptor, our eye. It is able to pick up just this brief range of colours, from red to violet. Yes, Kent, it's not a very good design now, is it? Suppose that God decided to give us eyes that would be able to see the entire magnetic spectrum. We could then see radio waves, radar, television or microwaves. Really, Kent? I can see television perfectly. In fact, I'm watching it right now. And as for microwaves, well, I can see those too. Not at this present moment in time. My microwave is down in the kitchen, on the worktop, above the fridge. Not too tasty. In 60 seconds just would not be the same without it. But continue. I don't mean pick them up with an instrument. I mean actually see them with our eye. What, Kent? A bit like having X-ray vision. I don't know if that is going to happen or not, but it could be that in heaven there will be brand new colours. I don't mean brand new shades or combinations of these colours that we are used to. I mean brand new colours. They won't be brand new, Kent. You'll just be able to perceive more of the electromagnetic spectrum. That is, of course, presuming that there is an heaven, and that your eyes do get augmented. But anyway, if I went to heaven for 5 minutes and I saw brand new colours, and came back down to earth, and you said, "Kent, where have you been?" I would say, "Well, I've been to heaven for 5 minutes." You would say, "What's it like?" Well, actually, Kent, I'd say, 5 minutes, Kent, but there is no time in heaven, according to you. But carry on. I would say, "I can't explain it to you." Yes, Kent, because you've just contradicted yourself. But you would think something was wrong. Yes, I would. Just like I'm sure people thought Paul was crazy after he came back down from heaven and said, "I saw things it is not lawful for a man to utter." No, Kent, they just thought he was just making shit up. But carry on. We need to get a new set of eyes and a new set of ears. You need to get a new set of common sense. We need 2 new sensory organs if we are to understand everything that God has for us. And you need to write in proper English, Kent, if we're to understand everything that you're writing. God has given us very limited capacities down here on earth. But God is by no means limited by our 5 senses and their limited range. And of course, Kent, man was made in God's image, according to your holy book, so we could only presume that God is also limited when he's down on earth. Of course, God doesn't live down on earth, though, does he, Kent? God lives in magic, ooky, spooky land, a dimension outside time and space itself, outside reality, limited only by imagination, because it's imaginary. Anyway, I'll let you continue. As I was thinking on this subject, I wrote a poem to try to explain this, comparing blind men and atheists. Two blind men argue well into the night. About the great question, is there really sight? Said one to the other, and quite fervently, there cannot be colours, or else we could see. So take red and green and blue off the list. If I cannot see them, they must no exist. A crazy man told me the sky is bright blue. I listened intently, but I caught no clue of anything out there to alter my mind. I'm not deaf, you know, I hear perfectly fine. Be quiet and listen, and then you will know that colours aren't real. How dare they say so? They tell me that grass is some sort of green. It looks like the rest of the world that I've seen. It tastes a lot different than jelly or cheese. If I smell it too long, it sure makes me sneeze. It feels a lot different, that ice cream or snow. But to say that it's green, I'd have to say no. I will not believe it until I have seen. There isn't a difference twixt red, blue or green. And so the men argued with all of their might, and I couldn't show them that they were not right. They cannot see colours because they're blind, but I couldn't get the truth in their mind. Until they are given the great gift of sight, never, not ever, will they see the light. Two atheists argued on university sod about the great question, is there a God? Said one to the other, and quite fervently, there can't be a God, or else we could see. So take that old Bible and God off the list. If I cannot see him, he must no exist. Be quiet and listen, and then you will know that God is not real. How dare they say so? A crazy man told me God lives up in heaven. I used to believe that when I was just 7. But now that I'm older and wiser, you see, I will not believe it. You can't prove it to me. I cannot sense God with sight, taste or smell. I do not believe in heaven or hell. I've never heard God or felt him at all. If he's really up there, I wish he would call. I said, listen fellows, you're spiritually blind. You've only 5 entrances into your mind. That limits your input. I wish you could see. You can't fathom God or eternity. There are lots of things that really are real. It doesn't disprove God because you can't feel. So you two can argue the rest of the night. There's no way to show you that you are not right. When you get to heaven, or hell, if you please, you'll understand God as you fall on your knees. I wish you could see him or hear him somehow, but that isn't possible where you are now. To deny his existence is really absurd. You'll have to believe him and trust in his word. Kent, that was shit. That was really, really shit. Did you get your young son to help you with that? It sounds like something that a 12-year-old might come up with. Is it your understanding that you will be awarded the title of doctor if you emulate Dr. Seuss? You see, if it is, then that in itself is ironic. You see, Kent, although he went to a proper university unlike yourself, he too never earned a doctorate. However, at least when he used his title of doctor, he didn't use it to convince people that he knew things he clearly didn't.